Hello everybody, Ragtag Sagvy here. Welcome to the next episode. In this episode, we're going to be continuing with the story. So, I don't know if for future episodes, if I'm just going to meet you here in the load screen in between, like cutscenes and all that, or if I'm just going to go straight to the cutscenes in future episodes. I'm still debating on that, but yeah, just keep that in mind. Anyway, let's load back in. Also, neat fact, you can control Violet here at the bottom with your controller.
Part 1. White Clouds. Great Tree Moon. 3 houses. The icy winds of the Agma Mountains have begun to scatter, and the verdant fields once again spring to life across Fodlan, heralding the start of a new year. As they celebrate the dawning year, the people pray that they may realize their full potential, just as a tiny sprout hopes to one day grow into a great tree. The continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a revered goddess, has existed since time immemorial. 3 ruling powers now control the land. In the south lies a region long held by a more than 1,000-year-old dynasty, the Adrestian Empire. Beyond its borders, to the frigid north, is the home of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, ruled by the royal family and its knights. To the east, a league of nobles that heeds no king nor emperor rules what is called the Leicester Alliance. Once consumed by a tempest of war and turmoil, Fodlan and these 3 mighty powers now exist in relative harmony.
This will be your first time at the monastery. I'd be happy to show you around.
It really is Fodlan in a nutshell. The good and the bad.
Like it or not, we'll be there soon enough. There it is. Garreg Mach Monastery.
Is here.
I wonder, did the flow of time bring you here?
It's been years since I've last set eyes on this place. To be forced to see her now,
You've been here before?
I've never spoken of this to you before, but many years ago, I was a knight here. I reported to the Archbishop, Lady Rhea.
Lady Rhea?
As you know, the majority of folks in Fodlan are devout followers of the teachings of Seiros. The leader of that ridiculously large religious organization is the Archbishop, Lady Rhea.
Thank you for your patience, Gerald. My name is Seteth. I am an advisor to the Archbishop.
Right. Hello.
It has been a long time, Gerald. I wonder, Was it the will of the goddess that we have another chance meeting like this?
Forgive my silence all these years. Much has happened since we last spoke.
So I see. The miracle of fatherhood has blessed you. That is your child, is it not?
Yes. Born many years after I left this place. I wish I could introduce you to the mother of my child, but I'm afraid we lost her to illness.
I see. My condolences. As for you, I heard of your valiant efforts from Alois. What is your name?
My name is...
A fine name indeed. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for saving those students of the Officers' Academy. Gerald, you already know what it is I wish to say, do you not?
You want me to rejoin the Knights of Seiros, don't you? I won't say no, but...
Your apprehension stings. I had expected that Alois would have already asked this of you. I must step away for now, but I expect they will desire a word with you soon. Please listen carefully to what they have to say. Until tomorrow, farewell.
I can't believe it. Forced back into the Knights of Seiros. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Looks like I'll be stuck here for a while. And I'm afraid your services are requested as well.
I must work here? As a mercenary?
Nothing like that. They want you to teach, by the sound of it. You heard those brats earlier talking about the Officers' Academy, right? Well, the Academy just happens to be short a professor. And apparently that damned Alois went and recommended you to Lady Rhea.
So, you must be the new professor. My, how stern and handsome you are.
No. I'm not the one you're looking for. You can handle things from here. Good luck. And watch out for Lady Rhea. I don't know what she's thinking making you a professor like this. She may be up to something. Stay on your guard.
Oh, it's you then? So young.
Competence and age are not necessarily correlated, as you well know. I am Hanneman, a Crest Scholar and Professor at the Officers' Academy. I wonder if you bear a crest of your own. When next you have a moment to spare, I insist that you pay me a visit so we can delve into the subject further.
I'm Manuela. I'm a professor, a physician, a songstress, and available. It's nice to meet you.
You're a physician?
I look too pretty for that line of work, do I? But yes, when I'm not teaching, I can be found in the infirmary. If you're ever lonely, please do come and pay me a visit. I would love to.
Spare our colleague the needless chatter, Manuela. Now then, it seems you'll be taking charge of one of the Academy's 3 houses. I expect you haven't yet been briefed on the nature of each, have you?
Do you really not know? Fine. I'll do you a favor and explain. The Officers' Academy is comprised of 3 houses of students, each of which is closely affiliated with its region of origin. The Black Eagle House is for students from the Edelgard Empire. Their house leader this year is Edelgard, the Imperial Princess, who is in line to be the next Emperor.
The Blue Lion House is for students from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Their house leader this year is Prince Dimitri. He is to be the next king of Fargus.
Lastly, there is the Golden Deer House, which is for students of the Leicester Alliance. Their house leader is Claude, grandson to Duke Regan, the leader of the Alliance.
To think that the next Emperor, King, and Sovereign Duke are all here. It certainly is a promising year for the Academy.
I'll say. I just hope none of those little treasures cause any trouble.
Quite. For now, I suggest taking a stroll around the Academy to get your bearings. And when you've a moment, please stop by my research laboratory.
The old man has a point. Oh, and keep in mind that I've only notified the house leaders that you're our new professor. It's more fun that way. I suggest you try spending time with the students. Some odd ducks in that bunch, but they're good kids. I'm sure Lady Rhea will have more information for you tomorrow, but that should get you going. Good luck. You'll need it.
Have you no intention of changing your mind, Rhea? Appointing a stranger, a child no less, as a professor at our esteemed academy is...
I have made my decision, Sedith. I know worrying comes naturally to you, but there is truly no need. That stranger is Geralt's flesh and blood, after all.
I can't say that's all too comforting. How trustworthy is this Geralt character? Is he not the man who went missing after the Great Fire 21 years ago? I would remind you that Flayn is now here with us as well. I beg of you, please consider whether this is an unnecessary risk.
Sedith, they have my trust. Let that be enough for you as well. More importantly, I have received a report from Shamir. I am increasingly concerned about a matter regarding our suspicious individual. We cannot ignore those who harbor ill will toward the Church, especially if they are frequenting Garreg Mach.
Yes, that matter is of great importance as well. I shall continue my investigation. Rhea, for now I will have faith that you are placing your trust with the utmost care. I pray that nothing occurs to shake that confidence.
So is there going to be any more cutscene, or is that it? See, I was saying you can control Byleth down there by the gyro controls of your controller.
Of course.
Okay, now we can freely explore the monastery. If you're ever unsure what to do next, look at the left side of the screen. So I believe we talk to Rhea, that will allow us to choose our house. So let's talk to everybody else.
Ha! I imagine you were a bit surprised that I recommended you as a professor here. Frankly, we had someone else in mind for the role, but they ran off during our dust-up with the bandits. Can't entrust students to someone who's abandoned them once before, huh?
You saved the lives of the students you came across. That, at least, was admirable. Now you should make the rounds. Go around the monastery and see that you greet everyone.
Let's do just that. Or I could be locked in the room and not be able to... Do I have to speak to Rhea? I thought I could speak to the students before speaking to Rhea.
Of course. I assume you are already aware that you will be teaching here at the Officers' Academy, correct? To start, please speak with the 3 house leaders. You should also take a look around the academy and acquaint yourself with your new home. That is your first task here at the monastery. Please let me know if you accept it. Once you have finished, come and speak with me. May I ask a favor?
Alright, so let's accept the requests. You should speak with every student you can. This might be your only chance to see what they're really like before you become a professor. Speak to the 3 houses' leaders and gather information about the students in each house. Students can be found in the reception hall on the 1st floor throughout the Officers' Academy. Quests are given to you by people around the monastery. Those that give or are involved with quests have icons above them. Consult the quest menu to see the quests you have accepted. These icons beside each quest indicate their status. Icons are for essential quests are red. And so now the door's technically been unlocked, so we can now go down to the 1st floor and meet the students. The mini-map at the right corner of the screen shows your current location, the location of important people, directions, and quest givers. There's more. Zoom or change the map view with CR. The reception hall. I believe we get this for like every new area we see in the monastery. So let's get a pan of nothingness. We spotted Adel.
So, you've accepted a teaching position here. Pity. I was hoping you would lend your strength to the Empire. I never properly introduced myself, did I? My name is Edelgard von Hresburg. I am the princess and heir apparent of the Adrestian Empire. I wonder if you'll be tasked with leading the Black Eagles. I hope you've had a chance to meet everyone. Would you like to know more about any of the Black Eagles?
Sure.
Me? Well, some think I'm a bit distant, arrogant even, but there's little to be done. One day I must rise to become Adrestia's next emperor. What else? Well, it seems to me that we may have similar personalities.
Okay, so here, while you're deciding your house, you can see pretty much any information about them. You can get an up-close look at their models.
Me? What else?
You could see their crests, although I don't think you can check their display. I tried doing that. You can see their starting class, their starting stats, and also their strengths and weaknesses, as well as whatever their unique skill is. So for example, with Edelgard, she multiplies experience by 1.2, so she gains experience faster than most other characters.
Hubert is the heir of Marquis Vestra. He has served me since I was a child. You may think his blood runs a bit cold, but actually that's rather accurate. Still, if you can get past that, you'll see he's quite astute and reasonable.
So Hubert, he is a character exclusive to the Black Eagles house. You cannot get him in any other route. He is mostly a magic user. He's one of the few characters in this game that can specialize in dark magic, which is a more powerful type of any elemental magic. His natural skill is Officer Duty, so he gains plus 5 might whenever he uses gambits.
For some reason, he thinks of me as a bitter rival and is always trying to challenge me. It's terribly irritating. His house is that of Duke Ire, which produces Adrestia's prime ministers. That family is, perhaps, too pleased with its own status.
Ferdinand is a wonderful character, and I'm very sorry for the loss of his voice actor, Billy. But, yeah, he's a really good unit, as he barely has any weaknesses, as you can see, and he is a great cavalry unit. If you promote him to a cavalry role, he will serve that role extremely well. His unique skill is Confidence. Grants plus 5 grant plus 15 to hit and slash avoid when the unit is at full HP. So he's great for the front line, especially at the start of a battle.
He's remarkably intelligent, but he only wishes to apply himself to tasks that particularly interest him, and nothing else. He's also fond of, well, napping. If he had any work ethic or sense of duty to speak of, I suppose he would be destined to become an official of the Empire.
Lionheart, he is one of your few magic users. He is primarily a healer. His unique skill is Catnap, which if he takes no action except wait, he recovers about 10% of his max HP, which is good because a majority of the time, especially early game, he's going to be spending a majority of the time in your backline, and as he is a really great healer. He can be good really offensively as well, but yeah, his main role generally in your army is going to be healing, so that skill is pretty good if he cannot be able to attack or heal anyone in a turn, and he needs to catch up.
He's the second son of Count Bergliez. He has no inheritance in his future, which is perhaps why he's always so eager to prove himself. He's overly energetic and rushes headfirst into any battle. If he ends up in your care, be sure to keep a close eye on him.
So Caspar, he is a great frontliner unit. He is really weird as he can be a really good axe space class unit or gauntlet class based unit. He can really do either or depending on the role in your army you want him to serve. His natural skill is Born Fighter, which makes adjacent foes suffer 10 minus to their avoid during combat. So units are less likely to dodge him.
She's Count Varley's only daughter. I suppose you could say she's a bit eccentric, but she seems like a gentle soul. I believe she's shut herself away in her quarters and doesn't care to leave, but don't worry, I'll make sure she finds her way to class.
Bernadetta, one of my favorite characters in this game, she's a excellent archer. She's probably one of the best archers in the game, actually. So yeah, make her an archer. She will serve you well. Her main skill is Preservation Complex, where she gains +5 attack if she's not at full HP. So she gets stronger after she's taken damage. So this can be a good and a bad thing because she will deal more damage if she's been hurt, but again, because she primarily serves as an archer, she is very frail as most archers. She can take hits and she has really good evade, but yeah, she's someone you want to keep in your backline for the most part, and hopefully she takes damage from range-based attacks. That won't hurt her as much compared if somebody ran up and smacked her with a sword.
Few commoners have joined the Black Eagle House, but Dorothea is an exception. She's a songstress from a famous opera company in the Empire. I'm not entirely sure what brought her to the Officers' Academy.
So Dorothea, she is another magic user. She is great offensively. And her natural skill is Sauntress, which adjacent allies recover 10% of their HP at the start of each turn. So she's good not only at range, but if you keep her near your units, she can give them a free heal. Which is pretty fun nonetheless. And especially since she is very offensive based, you're going to be using her in the front lines more often than not. Odd compared to Lionheart, where you want to keep him in the back.
To the west of Fodlan is an archipelago called Brigid. Petra is the granddaughter of their king. Brigid is a vassal state of the Empire, which is how she came to be enrolled here. She's incredibly smart and studious.
So Petra, she is again a good frontline unit. She primarily is best if you take her down the thief/assassin route. Her natural skill is Hunter's Boom, which grants plus 20 to her critical when her foe is at minus HP. So she is great for finishing someone off. And that's all Black Eagle. Ah, here's everybody's favorite character, the Gatekeeper.
You must be the new professor. What a pleasure. As for me, my job is to stand here at this glorious entrance and leisurely watch over the comings and goings of everyone. Make folks smile, you know? And by that, I mean to vigilantly guard this entrance with my very life. No levity whatsoever. As of now, nothing to report.
So yeah, for some reason this character grew a massive fan base and everybody loves him.
Yes.
I do like his character trait, but yeah, he's grown more popularity than what he should.
Well, scored a teaching gig here, did you? Talk about a great first impression. I guess that means I'd better introduce myself properly. I'm Claude von Regan. I'm from the ruling house of the Leicester Alliance, but don't worry too much about all that madness. I'm guessing you don't know which class you'll be teaching yet, do you? I bet you'd like ours. We're not as difficult as the other two. Have you met the folks from the Golden Deer House yet? Care to know more about anyone?
Sure, let's learn about everyone, starting with Claude.
Piqued your interest, have I? As luck would have it, I'm pretty curious about you as well. But what's life without a bit of mystery? Let's just spend the next year or so learning about each other little by little.
So Claude is an archer naturally, which is interesting because I think he's like the first lord that's purely an archer. I don't think there's ever been a lord in the series that's mainly an archer. He has the same unique skill as Edelgard. As a matter of fact, I think all the lords share the same skill of their pristine lineage. So your lords will always gain more experience than the rest of your army, so they'll tend to level up a little faster. Because he's an archer, he is a great archer, but he also is a lord you want to keep primarily in the back for him to be very efficient. He's someone you want to keep away from the front. But he's a bit more tankier than most archers, if I remember correctly. So he's not bad to have in the front line, but again, you generally want to keep him in the back of your army.
He's the heir of Gloucester territory. If you haven't already picked up on it, he's a bit arrogant and fancies himself a ladies' man. That said, deep down he's really devoted and honest. Though I wouldn't mind never hearing him talk about his noble obligations ever again.
Lawrence! He is essentially great for a cavalry role. He's also very specialized in magic. More so than any other character that can go down the cavalry class. As if they specialize in it. So he's a great magic user. He typically could be good for like the Dark Knight or Paladin role. Although I think people generally have him be a Dark Knight. But yeah, he's not that bad. His unique skill is Distinguishing House, which units deal 2 extra damage while in formation with a battalion.
He comes from a merchant family, but his parents died in an accident. Seems like he's had a rough life. Despite all that, he's just about the most cheerful guy you'll ever meet. His passions are training, eating, and actually that's about it.
Raphael, he is a very tanky unit. His buff physique isn't for show. He can take hits and dish them out. He is mostly specialized to be a gauntlet user. He can be a backup axe user if you need one, but he's very good for a gauntlet user. And he can be a good fortress knight if you need one in your army. He has the ability, the Goodie Basket, which has a chance to recover up to 10% of his max HP at the start of each turn. It is triggered by his slot stat, so he can just randomly heal at the start of any turn. Which can be good, since he's going to be spending a majority of his time in your front line.
He's the second son of a merchant family. Since his brother will inherit the business, he's training to become a knight. If you ask me, it doesn't seem like he truly wants to be a knight. He's probably just doing it to please his parents.
So, Ignatz. He is the Golden Deer's archer. So Golden Deer has 2 archers, Claude and Ignatz. Ignatz still serves a pretty good role as an archer, and he's definitely one of my friend Michael's favorite characters. He made a character based on him. His skill is Watchful Eye, which grants plus 20 hits, so he's more accurate than most archers.
Lysithea is the daughter of Count Ordelia, and is probably the youngest student here. But watch out, she gets angry if you treat her like a child. As for me, I do it on purpose. You have to make your own fun in this place, you know?
So Lysithea, she is a very weird character. She is a great character personality-wise, but she's very weird because she is a mage. She's offensively a mage, and she's one of the few characters that can learn dark magic. Her trade-off, she is frail as all hell. Like, anything that goes near her will either kill her immediately or will take her down to half of her health. She is that frail, which is baffling because she's really great offensively, and she's supposed to be a mage you want to use in your front line. And yet, if anything so much as whacks her with a sword, she is good as dead. And she is that frail. There's one other character in this game that's more frail than her, but still, it's baffling how frail she is. I know mages are a bit frail by nature, but she is definitely the equivalent of a glass cannon. Her defining ability is Mastermind. She doubles the skill experience earned in battle, so her skills level up much quicker than others.
Marianne is Margrave Edmund's daughter, and that's pretty much all I know about her. She doesn't interact much with other students, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of folks here have never even heard her speak.
So Marianne, she is the Golden Deer's other magic user and dedicated healer. Again, as a healer, you want to mostly keep her in the back and have her be more supportive with her magic abilities. Her defining ability is Animal Friend. She will recover up to 20% of her max HP at the start of each turn when adjacent to a cavalry or flying ally.
Hilda is the only daughter of Duke Goneril. It seems her father and brother coddle her quite a bit. If you look up lazy in the dictionary, her picture won't be there because she never got around to submitting it. Not too unusual for a noble, I guess.
So Hilda, she is a dedicated axe unit. She can be good with lances, but you're mostly going to rely on her axe. Axe for the most part. Alright. Her defining ability is that like Acrolite? I think that's Acrolite or Acrocare. Adjacent male allies deal free extra damage during combat, so you want to keep her around the boys.
Leonie enrolled because she wants to be a mercenary. I think she said that her father is a hunter. She's pretty blunt and as stingy as they come. A habitual saver, too. I think she's hoping to repay her village for helping to send her here.
So Leonie, she is great with lances, and she's also great with bows. She can be a backup archer. She is particularly good if you take her down on the path to making her a bow knight. So she can be both a very mobile archer, while also stabbing people with her spear. Here, she has the defining ability Rivalry. With a male ally as adjacent, the unit deals 2 extra damage and takes 2 less damage during combat.
What do you think? The Golden Deer House is for students of the Leicester Alliance. Our house leader is heir to the Alliance's leadership, House Regan. We have plenty of other prominent nobles as well.
Let's speak to some of the students.
Hi.
So you're the skilled mercenary who saved Claude, are you?
Oh, you are? It's such an honor to meet you. Ignatz Victor. My parents are Alliance merchants.
And I am Lysithea von Ordelia. Please do not forget it.
It's like this.
Alright, so that's these two. Here's Ignatz.
You must be the
Lawrence, I meant.
who rescued Claude. Honestly, you should not have troubled yourself over the likes of him. My name is Lawrence Hellman Gloucester. You will want to remember it.
Hi, what do you think?
Hey, are you that mercenary? Everyone's been talking about you. I'm Hilda Valentine Goneril, and her name is...
Marianne von Edmund.
Are you joining the Knights of Seiros or something? Well, I look forward to seeing more of you.
Fun. And here's the remaining Golden Deer students.
Someone's guest? The dining hall's that way, if that's what you're looking for.
No, Raphael. That's Captain Gerald's kid. Hi, I'm Leonie Pinelli, Captain Gerald's first and greatest apprentice. I'm sure he's told you about me.
Nice to meet you. I'm Raphael Kirsten. Who are you again?
Alright, that's Golden Deer.
Okay. This classroom belongs to the Blue Lion House. Our house leader is Prince Dimitri. All of us here hail from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus.
Let's see what the Blue Lion students are like. I was about to say the Blue Student Lions.
The mercenary who saved His Highness? It's an honor to meet you. I'm Sylvain Jose Gautier. Feel free to say hi whenever you like.
My thanks.
That was Sylvain.
You must be the one everyone's talking about. I'm Ash. Great to meet you. This here is Dedu. He serves Prince Dimitri.
I have heard that you rescued His Highness. Words cannot express my gratitude. Should you ever require my strength, please know that I will hasten to repay this debt.
So that's Dedu and Ash.
I have heard all about what you did from Prince Dimitri. As a citizen of Fargus, I thank you.
He also said you're quite skilled. And he doesn't just say things like that. I look forward to sparring with you and beating you.
Felix, must you always speak of fighting right away? Oh, and, you may call me Ingrid. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
That was Felix and Ingrid. Right, they're over here.
And who's this? You don't look familiar at all. Do you work here at the monastery?
Oh, mercy! Do you think this is that mercenary people have been talking about?
Now that I think about it, that does sound like something Dimitri may have said. I suppose you'll be enrolling at the Officers' Academy too, then? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mercedes, and this is my best friend.
I'm Annette. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, Annette. Ed and Mercedes.
Okay.
Alright, let's go outside. There's Dimitri right there. Let's quickly meet the Black Eagles.
This is the classroom of the Black Eagle House, which is for students from the Adrestian Empire. Our house leader is Princess Edelgard. There are many other nobles among our ranks as well.
Oh.
Really, let's go check them out.
Is it true that you saved Edelgard? That's incredible. The name's Caspar, by the way. Pleased to meet you.
Linhard, goodbye.
Sheesh, Linhard. How'd you get into the academy with those manners? So, are you a student here too? Maybe we'll be in the same class.
Love Linhard. Goodbye.
Well, aren't you just lovely? Is this your first time in the monastery? Shall I show you around? Oh, my name is Dorothea. Before I joined the academy, I was a member of an opera company in the Empire. You should hear me sing sometime.
Interesting. Here's Bernadetta and Frederick.
What? I don't talk to strangers.
Ferdinand, I meant.
This is no stranger. Our house leader owes this person a great debt. Is that not right? I am Ferdinand von Eyre, legitimate son of the Eyre family, the Empire's foremost house. Are you going to join our class? I look forward to getting better acquainted with you.
I love that I called him Frederick. Frederick's from Awakening. Ferdinand's a completely different character compared to Frederick.
I am Hubert, a humble servant of Lady Edelgard. I heard you came to the aid of Her Highness. You have my most sincere thanks. This is Petra. She has come all the way from Brigid to study in the Empire. Back on her archipelago, she is actually a princess. In Fodlan terms, she would be called heir to the throne.
Hello, I am called Petra. I am pleased to be meeting with, no, I am pleased to have met you.
That was Black Eagles. See, I don't think there's anybody else out here to talk. Oh wait, I think there is somebody over here to talk to.
What?
Yes.
What do you want? I am Yuritsa. I teach here. Weapon instruction. These are the training grounds. Goodbye.
Sariza, one of my friend Michael's favorite characters. Anyway, so I think all that's left to talk to is Dimitri.
Please accept my apologies for the other day. You came to our aid, yet I hadn't even the courtesy to properly introduce myself. I am Dimitri Alexandra Blathid, Crown Prince of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Of course, at the Academy, I am simply a student. And I've heard word that you are to become a professor here. Delightful news. I still have much to learn, but I'm confident I could benefit greatly from your guidance. In any case, welcome to the monastery. I hear you're investigating the different houses here. Did any of the Blue Lions catch your attention?
Ah yes, tell us about them, Dimitri, starting with yourself.
Me? Oh, please forgive me. It's difficult to open up on the spot, don't you think? I'm afraid my story has not been a pleasant one. I do hope that doesn't color your view of me, but I understand if that can't be helped.
So Dimitri, it's, I should say this, each lord is exclusive to their respective route. Dimitri is the leader of the Blue Lions, and he is a great lance unit if you do Blue Lions. Yes, he's probably the most powerful lance unit in this game. He will not do you wrong, and he can also be decent with swords to deal with his weaknesses to axes. So he can be good there, but he will decimate things as a lance user.
Dedu was born in Dusker, and has been loyally working in my service for the past 4 years. He's rather taciturn, but once you get to know him, you'll see he's a kind and good-natured young man.
So Dedu, he is exclusive to the Blue Lions. You cannot recruit him in any other route. Dude, Dedu, he is very tanky. He is very defensive and hits hard. He is great for like a Fortress Knight role. Oh, he can tank hits and dish them back. His defining ability is, how do you say that? Solon's Shield or whatever? Basically, if he takes no action except wait, he gains +4 defense for 1 turn, so he even becomes more defensive, making him great if you need a hunker down on a particular spot and have enemies come to him. There's not a lot of defensive maps from what I remember in this game, but still, he's great as barely anything can hurt him. Of course, keep him away from mages, as they will absolutely decimate his defense, especially if you make him into a Fortress Knight.
Felix is the heir to House Fraldarius. He has a bit of a sharp tongue, but don't let that fool you. Deep down, he's a good guy. He gravitates toward people who are skilled. Perhaps you would enjoy a friendly competition with him sometime.
So Felix, he specializes in swords. He's probably one of the best swords users in this game, besides from yourself. He tends to be fast and dishes out a lot of damage. His unique skill is Lone Wolf. He deals 5 extra damage when no battalion is assigned, or when the battalion's endurance is 0. So he's generally okay. So he's generally good to not have a battalion with him if you want to make use of that. Or if his battalion just gets utterly wiped out, he gains a buff up to his attacks. So not a bad thing. Although battalions are a bit useful in this game, especially when dealing with certain enemies. But still, you have that option.
He's the adoptive son of Lord Lenato of Castle Gaspar, but I hear he was born a commoner. He has an extremely earnest personality, so I'm certain he will approach your lectures with great enthusiasm.
So Ash, he's one of my favorite characters. He is a great archer, and he can surprisingly be good with axes. But still, he's a great archer to have in your army, and his ability is at first glance doesn't seem good, but it's actually extremely helpful. Lockpick allows him to open doors and chests without keys. This is his unique skill, as normally you need to be a part of the thief classes to get this skill. So he just has it naturally. So this means you can open chests without keys and just open doors without them, especially very early on in the game. And where you either need to get a key somewhere or have a thief with you that has the lockpick ability.
Sylvain is the heir to House Gautier. He is a capable person who highly values his friends. That said, well, he's always been a bit of a skirt chaser, so to speak. Pardon my bluntness. I speak with him about it often, but it doesn't seem to help.
So Sylvain, his defining ability is Paradia, or however you say that. If a female ally is adjacent, he deals +2 extra damage and takes 2 less damage during combat. He is very much like Ferdinand, a really great cavalry unit to have around with you. So typically take him down the cavalry classes and he will not fail you.
I hear she was born to imperial nobility, but a twist of fate brought her to the kingdom. She may seem carefree on the surface, but she's actually a kind soul who pays careful attention to everyone around her.
So Mercedes, she is a magic user and a really great healer, and her skill definitely shows that. Live to serve. When healing an ally with white magic, the unit recovers the same amount of HP, so whoever she heals, she gets that heal as well for free. So if she's badly hurt and you go and heal a unit, she gets a free heal, which is amazing. It can help keep her and definitely helps with her survivability in a battle if she's being targeted.
Annette is Baron Dominic's niece. She is a talented student who scored extremely high marks at the Royal School of Sorcery. She's cheerful and hardworking. Brilliant, really. Though she can be a bit oblivious at times. I hear she caused an explosion in the kitchen last night.
Annette, she is also a mage user for the Blue Lion. She is your offensive mage user. She is great with magic, although she is surprisingly decent with axes, but her strength stat is not the greatest. So I don't know why they say her strength is axes when she is not really good for a role that involves axes. You're definitely gonna keep her down the magic route no matter what. Any class that can use magic, she will excel at. Oh, I also forgot about her skill.
Annette is Baron.
Perseverance. Use Rally to grant +4 strength to an ally. And the last of Blue Lions is Ingrid.
Ingrid is Count Galatia's daughter. She is also a childhood friend of Felix, Sylvain, and myself. She is diligent, industrious, and principled. In truth, she is more knightly than most knights you will ever meet.
So Ingrid, she is a great lance user and one of the few only characters that are great for the Pegasus Knight role in this game. And so you're primarily going to keep her as a Pegasus Knight. She has the ability Lady Knight, which grants +3 to her might and +5 to her hit with gambits.
I appreciate your effort.
I suppose I should return to Rhea.
How are you enjoying your time at the Academy thus far? I hope you have found our halls brimming with the vitality of well-intentioned souls.
I suppose it is time for you to take charge of one of our 3 houses of students. I must note that I am personally against entrusting someone as lacking in trackable history as yourself with such a task. But it is as the Archbishop desires.
The Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. All so different. I hope you've made it a point to get to know each of them.
Since you are new here, we have decided to allow you first pick. Manuela and I will take charge of the remaining 2 houses.
Which house will I choose? So here we can pick our house. Whichever house you pick will lock in the route you are going to go. It also determines what your starting cast of characters will be. So I'm going to be doing all 4 routes. And you're saying 4 routes, but I only see 3 houses. That's because Black Eagle has a branching path in its storyline. So we're going to be doing, so yeah. So a house of students from the Addressing Empire, many are nobility, which I believe mobility characters gain better stack growth, and most of them use magic. So you start very magic based and have really good stack growths. A house of students from the Kingdom of Argus, most value chivalry and expert at military arts. So the Blue Lions are very good offensively. And a house of students from the Leicester Alliance, a per-regional tradition, many are skilled archers, and that is true since 2 are dedicated archers and one can be a backup archer. This is a very range-based startup, as yeah, a majority of these guys are either good as archers or magic. The only one that are good at close range combat, especially, is Hilda and Raphael. But yeah, we are going to be starting with Black Eagles. But because it has a branching path, I am not going to mention which path I am going to do when that comes up. There should also be a separate playlist that should be created a little bit later on in the project that will eventually be titled the path I will take. But until I take that path, that playlist will not have the name of the path I take. This separate playlist will be good if you want to actually see this particular path. And also playlists for other respective paths later on. So let's pick the Black Eagles.
So you have chosen the Black Eagles led by Edelgard, correct?
Yes.
Your heart has made its choice then. All I ask is that you guide these open minds with virtue, care, and sincerity.
They are all promising youths who bear the weight of Fodlan's future upon their shoulders. I hope you appreciate what an honor it is to lead them.
Brother? Oh, I am so sincerely sorry. I did not mean to interrupt.
I'm in the middle of something, Flane. Is it urgent?
No, it's nothing. More importantly, who is this?
This is our newest professor at the Academy.
Oh my! A new addition to the Officers' Academy! I am so very pleased to meet you, Professor. I am Sedith's little sister, Flame. I am so happy to make your acquaintance.
Let us focus on the topic at hand. There is something you should be aware of. In a few days' time, there will be a mock battle between the 3 houses, intended to gauge the current progress of the students. We will be using this battle as an opportunity to ascertain your own abilities as well. Please do not disappoint the Archbishop. That is all.
Wait, so our new professor is you? I didn't see that one coming.
Easy, Caspar. Aren't you being a bit rude?
You know it's a waste of time to expect politeness from him. It will be a pleasure learning from you, Professor. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to take a nap.
Don't look at me like that! Oh, and please don't talk to me too much either.
I'm sorry for the chaos you've walked into.
I hear we are rather close in age, Professor. I hope you do not mind if we treat you like one of us. In our class, we try to treat each other as equals, despite any differences in age or status. Personally, I would love to include you in that inner circle.
I don't mind at all.
You have a gut, Professor. I will take great joy from your teachings. Petra, I believe you mean to say that our professor has guts. That's a bit different from having a gut. You can't go around saying someone so slim and attractive has a gut. Oh,
Please take my apologies. I have not yet mastered this language.
Professor, I want you to know that it's perfectly acceptable for you to treat me as you do the others. I may be the Imperial Princess, but here at the Academy, I'm just another student. That said, know that I have high expectations of you, and high hopes. But I'm certain you can lead the Black Eagle House to greatness.
Sure. Now let's break the ice with a training session. I want to see our new teacher in action.
Why will the ice be broken? Is this a custom I have missed in my studies?
Not real ice, just the ice of, well, it just means let's get to know each other.
I don't want to train. Let's stay in the classroom and learn from a book. Let's all calm down and have a nice cup of tea, how about? Doesn't that sound lovely, Professor?
I know we all agreed to treat each other as equals, but there is a limit to what I can tolerate. The esteemed Black Eagle House requires order.
Looks like your first job will be to quiet down this racket. I don't envy you.
They're not normally this rowdy. I do hope you can manage, Professor.
There are new places to explore in the monastery. We also receive 1,000 gold from the Church of Seiros for funding this month's of activities.
Say, while you're here, I'd like to use this device I designed to determine whether the power of a crest resides within you. Won't hurt a bit. Promise. You don't know about crests? Well, allow me to tell you everything, absolutely everything about them. Is your calendar clear? This will take a while. Crests are a fascinating topic, but before one can dive deeply into said topic, one must first understand what crests are. They are power incarnate. They are said to have been bestowed upon humans by the goddess countless ages ago. They exist within the flesh and are passed down through bloodlines. Those who carry crests may excel at magic, display exceptional strength, or any number of boons. Each crest has its own power, the nature of which is beyond mortal understanding. For now.
And you believe I have a crest?
I suspect as much, yes. But we won't know for sure unless I look into the matter. As I said, crests are passed down through the blood. However, just because someone carries a crest does not necessarily mean their descendants will inherit it as well. Only a scarce few descendants of a crest's bloodline end up inheriting that crest's power. Perhaps one of your ancestors bore a crest, and you just happen to inherit it. That is how a crest usually presents itself, after all.
Do what you can to find out.
Yes, of course. I'll get to the bottom of it straight away. Now then, please go ahead and hold out your arm over this device here. What is this? A pattern I've never seen before. Is it possible an as yet undiscovered crest has been detected? To think there are still crests out there that even I am unaware of. How thrilling! Pardon my unrestrained jubilation. I have much to consider. You may leave now. I have more research to do in regard to this crest. Yes, so very much more research. But for now, your work here is done. What could this line here be indicating? Perhaps it represents a lack of symmetry. Or perhaps... What in the world? Oh, I see. It may be connected to that, but to a greater degree than usual.
Renown has increased as a special perk from your New Game Plus file.
Professors of the Officers Academy receive a schedule for the month ahead. It notes the days on which events and missions will take place that month. Pay careful attention to your schedule, so that you may thoughtfully plan what you intend to do each month, and when.
The monastery schedule features different events on different days of each week you have a day off. You may choose an activity from the list. You only have a few options. Your only option at first will be to explore. Select the calendar with the directional buttons to view the schedule. So we can do just that. You can carry endgame data over into the New Game Plus and save the New Game Plus saves indicated by the Sulphus mark. In New Game Plus, you retain your renown and higher battalions as well as your shop and saint statue levels. You can also use your journal to spend renown to unlock professor levels, support levels, skill levels, and combat arts, and abilities gained from mastering class skills that you have unlocked in your clear game data. Unit appearance option in your journal to choose your unit's look from options such as the monastery uniforms, warfare attire, profile portraits, and voices will not change. Additionally, you may receive items for attaining crest powers based on the choices you made in your clear game save. Use your journal to spend renown to unlock any items you do not already possess. So this is my room. I thought I heard a girl's voice, but I must have been imagining things. So with this, after this very long episode, and don't worry, some of these episodes will be long, because again, some of these battles can be long, and the accompanying conversation and cutscenes with it. So get a bit used to this. This is another reason why I'm recording these on weekends and uploading them on weekends. So we'll end the episode off here, and in the next episode, we'll take a time to explore a bit of the monastery. If you enjoyed this episode, do like the videos, it helps tremendously. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this episode, and share the video so more people can discover my content and help the channel grow. And I'll see you all next time. Later.